you English learners. Today I'm going to teach you the present perfect tense, and I'm going to tell you the basic difference about the past tense and the present perfect tense. Even though the name is called present perfect tense, it has nothing to do with present, it's about the past. So also don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Okay, now let's move on with the present perfect tense. So like I said, present perfect tense is another past tense. It's not a present tense. It's a present perfect tense. It's another past tense. Now, in Russian, for example, you have only past tense and that's it. You use past tense for the present perfect tense, you use past tense for the past tense, and that's it. But in English, there are lots of different past tenses, and present perfect is one of them. So we will talk about present perfect then. For example, what's the plan? First of all, we will learn how to use the present perfect tense. We will talk about the affirmative and the negative forms of this tense. But later we will talk about the question of this. I'm going to show you one example. For example, imagine we are in the classroom, and I'm playing a new film for you in English, and you say. And you know that you watched this film before, and you will say like, "Oh, I've watched this film." I've watched this film before, and this is when you use the present perfect tense. But if you notice in Russian,
Я смотрел этот фильм раньше.
And I'm going to show you the same. I'm going to change just the present perfect tense to just simple past tense. And the translation in Russian will not change. It will be the same.
Я смотрел этот фильм раньше.
So because of this is what makes English a little bit difficult when it comes to tenses. So back to the presentation. When do we use the present perfect tense? We use the present perfect tense to talk about the past experiences, okay? We don't use a specific time. Past experiences. What is experience? Yeah, it can be life experience, it can be food, work, anything. Somebody has a question? That's correct. When you say I have eaten pizza, that's an example, a correct example of present perfect tense. Now, because it's your experience. Examples: I have watched this film. Let's watch another. I have traveled to New York. It's also your travel experience. You've traveled to this country or that country. Now, let's talk about the affirmative. Now, how the structure is have and has plus past participle. What is past participle is, you can see below, it's verb ed, or when it's regular, and verb 3 when it's irregular. So you will need irregular verbs in this tense. So for example, you remember you were memorizing be, was, were, been. In this tense, you will need the been, the last part of the irregular verb. Or catch, caught, the last one. Examples: I have watched this film, she has watched this film, and we have watched this film. So never forget about have and has. You must remember from present simple tense that we use have with I, we, you, they, and has with he, she, it, right? These three. Okay, and the negative, you use the same structure but add not to it. And it will be, shortly you can write, I haven't watched this film, she hasn't watched this film, we haven't watched this film. And the last thing, I want to tell you the difference between present perfect and past simple tense. The only difference about these two tenses is in present perfect tense, there is no time expression. There, you don't say, like, for example, yesterday or in 1989 or 2 years ago. You don't say this in present perfect tense. There is no exact time. Example in sentences: Jane and I have watched this film together. It's present perfect tense, and there is no time exact when we watched this film in the past. But in the second sentence, Jane and I watched this film yesterday. So yesterday is a time expression of past simple. And this tells you that you must use here, if it's a test, you just past simple, watched yesterday. Basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, again, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.